YouTube. Once again, guys, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, also the notification icon so you can never miss an upload. I get a lot of people that actually look at some of my videos that don't subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be showing you guys some of the best tips in Madden, especially in offense. I try to provide original ideas and concepts outside of what's going on with the meta. I'll also highlight some of the meta too. So it doesn't cost you anything to go ahead and subscribe, so go ahead and do so. So guys, I want to talk about a very, very common formation in pretty much all playbooks in Madden. I think this formation, it's a single back pair or single back wing, single back ace pair. It's a very common, essentially what it is, a single back formation with two tight ends on one side, wide receivers split out on each side. Very common formation. It's something you can run. If you guys are running basically any type of draft champions, MUT draft champions type schemes, if you guys are going to jump into this, this is nice to have in your back pocket, because this is going to give you a universal formation that you can always use as your base formation as you build out some other schemes, and it will give you more predictability. So the play we're going to look at in particular is a special play and a very common play. It's called tight end attack. What makes this play great is that we have those seam routes by the tight ends. We've got a post route / corner route by the inside tight end, and we have this angle route by the outside tight end number 2, which gets past certain types of coverages, and then we have 2 fly routes. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to run this particular play that's going to be very difficult for your opponent to stop, and it's going to basically cause them headaches, and it's going to be a nightmare for them basically to do this. So I'm going to show you 3 different setups and adjustments so you can pretty much run this particular play all up and down the field, and just run this as your primary passing play. But for my patrons, I'll be throwing in a couple plays like the play action boot left, and then some other passing plays like stick and stuff like that, how to throw that into a full scheme. So let's go ahead and jump out of into this particular play, a tight end attack, and I'll show you these 3 different ways to attack it. Now, I'm going to run against random 43 defenses. Just so you guys don't know, I'm going to make basically my reads and progressions after the ball is snapped. So, you know, obviously the CPU doesn't disguise its coverages as well as a human player, but a lot of human players run the same type of a defense, and eventually gives you an opportunity to break it down. So the fastest and easiest way to run this particular play is, this is the first setup, is we're going to go ahead and leave the seam routes as is, but we're going to go ahead and take our wide receiver 1 and put him on a drag route, and that's going to be our fast progression underneath, because what's going to happen is those other routes are going to clear out. So that's going to be our first read or first progression with this. So what I like about this particular play is that it's good against zone coverages and man coverages. This route right here is actually really good against a lot of man coverages, and sometimes you can get over the top with cover 2. So we've got a cover 2 opportunity right here. And you can see right here, with a good pass lead, you can actually get a completion. It becomes a little bit tighter, and I've got a cover 2 beater with my patrons that you can jump into right away. But this is a very simple concept. We've got basically this levels concept right here. This nice slant route, like it's a deep slant, corner route, post route, however you want to call it, with the tight end, and that gives us a fairly simple read with this. And then also you've got basically this underneath route that's going to get cleared out. So that's how I typically would run this play. Sometimes I'll actually go ahead and add a complement on the left-hand side, and I'll do a deep comeback route, because Sanders essentially is a clear-out route, but really because of the way I'm running it, it really doesn't do anything for me. But if I do a deep comeback route, that'll allow me to go ahead and get a nice little completion with it. Didn't set that up all the way the correct way, so let's just go ahead and set this up one more time. And that looks like it's going to be an opportunity for a big completion with a deep comeback route. So that's one way you can run this particular play, and this allows you to attack your opponent off to the right, but you still got those seams that you can attack against your opponent. That makes it very difficult to stop. And you've got that route right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next way we're going to run this. So the next way we're going to run this is, all we're going to do is we're going to take that outside receiver Sanders, and we're going to put him in an in route, and then basically Thomas is going to be kind of an option type situation. But what this does is, this particular format, this play is going to clear out the underneath off the right hand side and give us very easy progressions. Because if the person starts cheating to Sanders' route, what happens is a lot of these other routes will actually open up for big completion opportunities. So even though that ball actually sailed on me, you'll see that that actually will open up for a big completion. See if we can get it again. And you can see right here, because of that crossing route, that tight end, that actually becomes a cover 2 beater, because the mid read actually has to play that underneath route against cover 2. And you've got this route right here that you can go and pop into, even though I'm throwing into a pass, the tight passing lane. Now, how you make this play a little bit better is giving yourself a fast progression off the left-hand side. So one of the things I like to do is I like to do a hot routed out route. And if I get the single coverage, I'll go ahead and complete that and force my opponent to go ahead and deal with that sideline as an area that he's got to contend with. So do a deep comeback route with Thomas on the back end side, and that's going to basically open things up a little bit better for you for over the middle of the field, because if he doesn't compensate for the deep comeback route and and the zone doesn't float up to him. So if he has single coverage over there on the deep comeback route, you'll be able to go ahead and complete that for a play. So but the passing lanes become a little bit tighter with the deep comeback route, but he does get a little bit more depth. And that should open up this underneath route for you, because all those defenders have to pull back to that deep comeback route. So that's how it opens things up for you. But we want to watch Hill's route, because he's going to get into like a little sweet area of the zone that you can complete. And the trick to Hill's route is that you want to try to pass lead it off to the right or down, so you don't get over the top with the completion. But that's going to be very difficult to stop. Now let's go ahead and talk about the last setup of this particular play. The key to this is that you want to make sure that you're not on this side of the hash. You want to be on the right side of the hash, because this is going to give you a setup a little bit better if you're on the right side of the hash. So if you notice that you're a little bit over to the right, this is going to be a better setup. So first adjustment is we're going to do a quick out. It could be a smoke route, or it could be a quick out. This is going to be, a wheel out route concept. So this will give you a little check down with a running back, which pretty much through this entire thing he's been blocking for us the entire time. So after people start putting people back into coverage, you can go with this particular concept. Now, the other adjustment is we're going to take Sanders and put him in a slant route. Now, what makes this play tick is if we actually go ahead and slide Sanders over, we motion him over, we're going to snap him before he actually settles, and we're just going to go and pop the underneath route for a big completion, where we're going to basically go and harass him with that. So let's just go ahead and set this up once again. Couple adjustments. This is built off of a pro concept out of the gun bunch, but it works the same way. And what's going to happen is that this route will open up for a big completion if he chases that slant. So you can run this play several times, and he's not going to be able to go ahead and stop it efficiently, because you have to have a special defense to lock this up, and there's really no special defense to lock this up. So we're going to do the slant. And now you can see right here, this route was wide open for a big completion because of the way the coverage was playing. They came down. We're going to hit the running back route. That defense was just butt against this particular play. We're going to go ahead and motion him over again. And I'm not even talking about the special money route, which is going to be Hill's route, which is going to get into like a little sweet area of the zone. So even though he didn't come down with a ball, because I was trying to force it in there, that's another area that you can go ahead and do. So we've got this set up. And then we're going to go ahead and snap the ball. And hey, I'm going to check it down. I'm going to get my 5 or 6 yards with the slant, force him to defend that, and then it's going to open up everything else for you. Now, what's cool about this is that you can set this up with the runs. So basically, you're going to go ahead and motion your guy over, snap the ball, and now you basically have a running play that you can jump into. So even though I got manhandled by the defensive tackle, it's just it's a mind game that you play, the chess game that you play online, just to keep your opponent honest. So we're going to snap that ball and just try to run the ball up the middle of the field. A lot of times you'll be able to do that. So the front right now is not working for me. So what you can do is you can go ahead and motion this guy over. And now you can look for that double team to try to go and attack your opponent with a nice run. So I'm jitter-jaggering all over the place, but you can understand on how you can use this in conjunction with a running play to really catch your opponent off guard. Give yourself an extra blocker on the back end side and make them really guess which way he wants to go, what you're going to be doing with the ball, whether you're going to be motioning for a run game, or if it's going to be a type of situation where you're setting him up for the pass, and we'll have a hard time stopping that. So guys, if you like these type of tips, you like these type of breakdowns, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and subscribe too if you're new to my channel. I run out weekly tips, maybe 2 or 3 tips a week, and then I'll also show you full gameplays of me using my schemes. And then I do This Week in Madden, which will show you some of the top tips that I've seen posted online by other YouTubers to try to promote their channels and promote the tips for the community. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.